Competition in casino gambling in the metro began 30 years ago. Back then, casinos were allowed in Iowa, but only on a boat.
Now, the last remaining riverboat will soon paddle into the past. First Alert 6 producer Roger Hamer looks at how gaming in Iowa is moving from the river to dry land.
Casino gambling arrived in Council Bluffs in January of 1995 with the Canesville Queen docking on the Missouri River, followed closely by the Ameristar boat. Casinos were only allowed where an established dog or horse racing track existed or on the water. But in 2007, a state law changed, allowing for land-based casino gambling in Iowa. By 2013, Harris scrapped the Canesville Queen, moving to a land-based facility, leaving Ameristar as the lone riverboat casino in the area. But that too will soon change.
The boat is 30 years old, and there are only two riverboats actually left in the state. There's this one here, and then on the other side of the state, Casino Queen, I believe, and Marquette is still an operating riverboat. But in the next, let's call it 3 years, both of those will be gone. They're transitioning the land side currently. And we just got approval last week for our transition to a land-based facility.
Ameristar General Manager Paul Zach says the casino will undergo a $180 to $200 million renovation to its facility. Everything will be on one level instead of the current 3 levels. With increasing competition in the area, Ameristar ownership is moving to meet the challenge.
One more here in Iowa, and 4, soon to be 5 more in Nebraska. So casinos are proliferating.
Is that saturation at all, or do you worry about that at all, that you might get cut down?
You don't spend too much time worried about things that you can't control. Market, I think, is big enough to support everyone who's here now. I'm not super worried about that. Eliminating
the boat is one thing the company can control, and Zach says the boat's time has come.
It's like a car. You had a car running nonstop for 30 years. There's going to be some issues with it, but coming to the land side really allows us to have a better experience for guests and team members. So no elevators, no escalators, the same amount of gaming just spread out on one level.
Zach says the transition will take a few years to complete, and the last riverboat in Iowa will then disappear, signaling the end of an era.
It will be for Iowa for sure. I think there probably are still some throughout the country, but I'm just in my head, I'm thinking about all the things that have changed in that 30-plus year time frame.
In Council Bluffs, I'm Roger Hamer, First Alert 6.
Ameristar's name is changing to Hollywood, the parent company's top-line casino. Zach says he's unsure what will happen to